Hello everyone, this is Cameron Snow with Danomics.com. In this video, I briefly want to touch on how we use projection files within Danomics. So, there are a few different areas where we use these. You can use projection files when you are uploading certain pieces of data, and you can also use projection files after the fact. So when do you need a projection file? So that's probably the best place to start. So if you're doing just a petrophysical interpretation and you're not going to be using the 3D viewer or the 2D projection view, then you probably don't need a projection file in most cases. However, you can still use one. If you prefer to upload your data in XY coordinates as opposed to latitude and longitude. So let's take a quick look at this. So what we'll do is we'll need to upload some data. So I'm going to right click here and I'm going to say upload, and I'm going to upload some well headers because these are one of the data sets where we do need lat long. And so I'm just going to hit choose file here, and I'm going to navigate to a file on my folder structure here. So just bear with me 1 second while I do this. Okay, so now I've navigated to this file, and we can see here, instead of having latitude and longitudes, I have wellhead northing and eastings in here. So first of all, I want to say that we have a header row, and then I want to come down here and select from my projection file. And I'm going to choose that file, and I've downloaded a projection. So I'm going to open that up, and it gives us a brief summary about the projection here, and we also need to match the columns. So I'm going to match my eastings and my northings in this case. And now I'm ready to load that file. Looks like I selected one of these rows twice in here. Oh, wellhead northing. And then I'll hit OK. And so that file will actually upload with XY coordinates. But let's say I've already uploaded files with other coordinate systems. So what I would want to do in that case, so for example, the file that I just uploaded, okay, now we can see because I uploaded that with a, with that projection file, it is, everything has been converted to lat long for me, so that can be displayed. But now let's say I actually want to work in XYZ. So how do I do that? Well, what we need to do is we need to assign a projection at the folder level. So here you can see I have my folder, and I have a number of different databases and projects in this folder. All you need to do is right click and say edit projection, and it'll ask you whether or not you want to create a projection. You're going to hit OK here, and it'll say, all right, we can either do this just as lat long, WGS84, or like I said, if you want to use the 2D and the 3D view, we do need to assign a projection, and the reason for that is we'll be calculating the XY offsets from the wellhead location. That's how we display things in 3D. So we're going to say choose a projection file. Now, the question you might have is where do I get these projection files? There are a number of sources you can get these. You can generate them out of your GIS software, or there's a very handy website that I like to use for this, and that's called spatialreference.org. And so I'm briefly just going to show you that website real quick because it's a very good reference here. So now we're looking at the spatialreference.org website, and here you can basically search for any projection that you want. So if I just type in the keyword Texas and I hit search, it brings up a number of options here for Texas for how we can look at that projection. So let's say I was wanting to display things in Texas South Central in US feet. So I could come here and I click on this, and it has a number of different file types. The file type you want for use in Danomics is this .prj file, and if you click that, this comes in just as a quick download here, and then you'll come back and you'll just upload that file here into the Danomics platform. And once you do that, you'll see that it displays that data. Now we can just remember we need to save that file. And now we have a projection assigned to this folder. So now when we start making things like maps and 2D views and 3D views, we're doing that in the correct projection. Okay, so I hope that video was useful to you. Remember, most of your project work you can do without a projection, so you probably don't have to worry about it. But if you do need a projection because you want to work in a 2D or a 3D view, remember, just right-click on the folder and say Edit Projection. And then once you have this projection file in here, you can choose that .prj file. And remember, if you need a .prj file, if you don't have one, remember to try spatialreference.org. They have a extensive library of projections out there. All right, I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at support@danomics.com. Thank you.